In this video, we're going to do a quick unboxing of the Corsair 3000D Airflow case. This is a beautiful case, comes in black or it comes in white, that has so much space, but it doesn't look like it does. It looks incredibly small. But anyway, we're going to do a quick unboxing, and this is also part of Joe's build. So check it out, let me know what you think. So taking a look at the front of the box, the Corsair logo, 3000D Airflow. Along the side, 3000D Airflow, serial number, UPC, all that good stuff, and then showing the model over here. A design, and just 3000D Airflow and the logo. Alright, so it's got a piece of tape over here, just holding all the glass in place. As I remove the tape, the filter came off, but figure I'll show that to you real quick. Top filter on here, magnetically on there with this magnetic strip. And then we can see right up here where you can strap on fans or a radiator. At the top, we can put two 120mm fans or two 140mm fans. If you don't want to use fans, you want to put a radiator, you can either put a 280 or a 240mm radiator up at the top. And the filter also has this Corsair label at the top. Just put this back over here. At the very front, we can see they have the power button, USB 3.2 ports, type A microphone or a headphone jack, or both, and a reset button. Along the front over here, we see the ventilation right up front, and then we can see a filter. All right. Right over here, you can see the filter as well. And it comes off really easily just by putting your hands right at this hole right down here and just pull it. And it comes right off. Then we can see up at the front, we can fit either three 120mm fans like we see here, or two 140mm fans, of course removing these fans. Now if we didn't want fans, we can fit a 360mm radiator, a 280mm radiator, or a 240mm radiator. Now these are SP120 fans coming in at 52 CFM and incredibly quiet at 26 dBA. All right, and we have on the side panel, beautiful, and toolless to remove that side panel. And then of course on the inside, now along the bottom here, we can see the shroud that holds the power supply. The power supply in here can fit up to 180mm or 220mm if we remove the hard drive cage. And I'll show that to you in a minute. You can also fit two 2.5-inch SSDs right up here using the trays. You're also able to put, if you don't put the SSDs, two 120mm fans here. Now, I have mentioned the liquid cooling unit radiator that you could put up front, but just in case, there is also a pocket here so that you can fit that radiator and slide it right in here. You can also hide cables in there too. In here, you could fit an ITX, a micro ATX, an ATX. Then in the back here, we can fit a 120mm fan or even a 120mm radiator. And we can fit up to 7 cards or 7 slots, you know, depending on how big your GPU is, of course, or whatever card you might put in there. We're not able to, however, put a vertically mounted card. So just in case that's something you were looking for. Now coming around the back, toolless as well. Over here is where you would fit those trays for those two 2.5-inch SSDs. Over here we have the safety, compliance, and warranty information. Great information, you need to read this. Then we also have the accessories box inside of one of the two trays for a 3.5-inch drive, or you can put a 2.5-inch drive instead. Came out of there, or that's the top one. Now again, as it is, you can fit a 180mm power supply. If you needed more room, you would just need to remove this tray. Now checking out the accessories box, we can see the Corsair logo here, 3000D, and nothing else much. and nothing else in there. Here we have 20 of these smaller zip ties, definitely good to have. And then coming to this one, an additional standoff in case your motherboard needs it. Here we have 8 washers coming in this little baggie. 2 additional thumb screws in case you lose the ones that already come on the case. 8 SSD screws. 18 motherboard screws or hard drive screws. This kind of screw here. And then 20 fan screws, which is nice because typically the fans come with it. It's cool that the case comes with it too. Now at a quick glance, these feet look really tall and they're actually about 1.5 inches. That's beautiful. The great thing about it is because it's so tall, we can actually fit our hands in there, but that means the power supply has a lot of room to breathe, and it also comes with a filter as well. So that definitely keeps it from getting too hot down there. Now I know we went over all the buttons and the fans and everything, but these are the cable. So starting off with the front panel, we have the HD audio cable for front panel audio where you connect the headphones. The USB 3.0 cable. This is the front panel cable, the dreaded cable for your power button, reset, and all the LED lighting and everything. Yep, that's this one. Then we have the PWM fan cable, the label as well. This will go connected into a fan header on your motherboard. And then it gets a little more interesting. We have all these cables here. There are a few more PWM fan headers there as well. But then all these other cables, they're part of the ARGB line, or the lighting on the fans. That way they've connected everything for you already to make it a little bit easier, and you just have this one cable to connect into your motherboard header. That's a nice touch. Now, an important feature I feel a lot of people miss is the top over here where you fit your radiator. So from here to the very first screw where you would screw in a radiator, we have about 2 inches before we actually would hit maybe a DIMM or a heatsink or anything along those lines. But we also have a little bit of space, about 1 inch from the top of the motherboard to the top of the case. So definitely something I know that has bitten me in the past, but I wanted to mention that to you as well. Now, I mentioned it before, you can fit 2 SSDs here or 2 SSDs right up here. Now the problem is that it does not include those, what they call sleds. You have to buy them separately. So just know that as it is right now, you can fit these 2 drives, either 3.5s or 2 2.5s, or one 3.5, one 2.5, however you want to do that. And of course, you can use the M.2 SSDs on your motherboard, but if you wanted to use these 2, and or these 2, you would need to buy the trays. Now, mind you, the reason they did that surely is because more and more people are moving to M.2s. And then they also have the 2 2.5 or 3.5 inch trays, so those work. But again, if you want to use these 2 back here or the 2 on the rear, you would need to buy those trays separately. Now, you're able to fit up to a 360mm GPU inside of this case, which is 14.17 inches. In case you're wondering though, most 5090s are 305mm long, or 12 inches, so you have about 2 inches left. So you're good. This was just a quick unboxing of Corsair's 3000D airflow case. So hopefully we went over everything that you needed to know about this case. This is part of Joe's build as well. So if that video is done, you'll find it right up here. If not, you'll find one similar. Anyway, this is Iggy with ThisBytesForYou out. See you guys.